Hey guys, welcome back. That was a really exaggerated wave, so that's a great start to the video. Today I'm going to do a part 2 to my tattoo reaction / roasting video. I got quite a good response from the last video I did of that, so I put out on my Instagram again asking you guys to send me in some more photos, and I had such a good response. I ended up taking it down after about half an hour just because I had so many of you guys sending me in your tattoos. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent me theirs, and do you know what, I might do more of these in the future because they're actually quite fun for me to do. They're quite cool to look at your tattoos as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled because I might end up doing a third one, you never know. But I just want to do like a quick disclaimer again before I start the video. First of all, don't take anything I say to heart or offensively or get upset or offended by it, because it's just an opinion. It doesn't actually really matter what I think because they're not my tattoos, and you know, feel free to judge my tattoos or take the piss out of mine or go in on mine at all in any way, shape or form, because I really don't care because they're my tattoos for me. It's just a reaction video to keep everybody entertained during quarantine, so please don't get butthurt by anything that I do say that might not be positive about your tattoo or somebody else's tattoo. I'm gonna look at this one. So, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with this tattoo, to be honest with you. Normally I get sent some really horrific ones, but I think this is quite a good starting point, to be honest with you. It looks a lot better than the hand tattoo that I have on one of my legs that I ended up having to cover up because they literally looked like penises and the hand was so distorted you couldn't even tell really what it was. So it's definitely a lot better than mine. It's black. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't love it. I don't really get it, but it's alright. It's definitely a lot better than the hand that I had tattooed on me. So it's a 10 out of 10 compared to my one, but it's just an alright tattoo. So I wasn't sure when I initially got sent this if the one on the right hand side was a cover up of the one on the left hand side, but they're not. They're just they're two separate tattoos. I'm not sure if the one on the right is really fresh and the other one's healed. That's why they look so different, like in terms of saturation and stuff. I'm not actually too sure, because despite what all you guys seem to think, I'm not actually a tattoo artist, I'm a barber, so I don't actually know if one's healed and one's not. But I think the one on the right hand side looks a lot more 3D. It looks like it's actually sort of got a lot more like, it looks like it's got a lot more dimension to it. I really like the colour saturation, and I'm not normally a fan of colour tattoos, but I think it's done really well. The one on the left is quite flat. Like I like the concept and I like the idea of what it's meant to be, but it kind of looks a bit like a horse. I didn't really rate the one on the left, to be honest. I think it's a bit iffy, but I can see what it's meant to be, but it's just very flat. Like, they look like they were done by two different artists. Like the one on the right looks like a really good tattoo artist and the one on the left looks like they're trying to be, but I don't know if they were done by the same artist or not. I'm not really sure, but you have to let me know what you guys think. Do you think one of them looks a lot better than the other? Let's move on to the next one. I mean, I'm really enjoying the proportion of this guy's arm and hand to his face. Like, let's just do this position for a minute. So that's what, so his head's just bloody huge. Like, his head is like the equivalent of like this. There's like a robot arm. I'm not a big fan of that. I think that's quite bad, not gonna lie. What is it? Is it meant to be like a minor? It's just really flat. I don't think it's well done at all. I'm not a big fan of the like slug tash. No, I wouldn't put that up there in terms of good tattoos, but I have definitely seen a lot of worse tattoos. I wouldn't say it's so bad that it should be on Snake Pit, but it probably wouldn't be a tattoo that I'd try and show off, that's for sure. Okay, now this tattoo, the reason that I love this tattoo already isn't just because it says love, it's because I actually have this tattoo. For any of you guys that don't know, this is a Lil Peep dedication tattoo. I think we even have it in the same place, which is pretty cool because that's not where it was on Gus or Lil Peep, whatever you want to say. But I see as well this guy, he's gone for the exact copy as well, so it looks like it's hand drawn, it's not like completely even, which is exactly the same style that I went for too. Mine's a little bit thicker. I put it against another word, so I had lovesick on mine, so it wasn't just the one. But yeah, I can't criticise that tattoo because I have the exact same one and it's one of my favourites, so yeah. And that is one of the only times it's okay to copy somebody else's tattoo when they have passed away and it is a dedication to them. Please note that. Okay, so here we've got a whole load of colour. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Soundgarden Black Hole Sun. I always call it Hold, I don't know why. Black Hole Sun video, but this kind of looks like something from that. Like it's just very in your face, colourful. Kind of gives me a bit of a headache. I just don't like really bright tattoos. Like it's just a no from me. Like I mean, it's done all right. Like it doesn't look shit in terms of like your tattoo artist doesn't have a clue, but it's just not my taste at all. Like I couldn't have it on me. Like I'd rather not have a tattoo than have those tattoos. But I don't think it's done really badly, so you know I can't criticise it that much really. So I've got absolutely nothing wrong. I see absolutely nothing wrong with a giant traditional bear on the stomach. Looks pretty cool. It looks like it's done quite well. Looks like a decent saturation. The lines are really nice and bold and clean, which is something that I really enjoy, which is one of the reasons I actually really like traditional work, because it just looks like it's going to hold the best. Like if something's quite bold, thickly lined, and I don't want to say basic because I don't want to like put it down, but it's not loads of like tiny little intricate lines that, like, you know, as soon as your skin grows, stretches, sags, anything like that, the image is going to be warped. Like I think that's going to hold really well over time, which is a reason why I really like it. Again, I wouldn't have it on me because I don't like colour, for me personally, but I actually think it looks pretty decent. Like I'd say that's probably one of the best ones that I've been sent, and I think it's really, really well placed as well. Like it's really, really central, and I think placement for tattoos can sometimes be really, really hit and miss. Like I've got some pretty questionably placed tattoos anyway, but yeah, I like that. I think that was one of the best ones I got sent, so that's a big thumbs up for me. In fact, like you got a double thumbs up. Like can't really ask for much more than that, can you? I mean, I don't like this one, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's particularly good. I feel like the bits coming out of the skull should have been longer, because it just makes, it's too stubby. Like it makes everything too close in. Like I think if that had been longer, elongated over the ribs more, it would have been a much more flattering shape. I think it would have made the skull in a much better proportion, and I just think it would have been a lot more flattering to the shape of the body. I'm assuming this is on a woman because it looks like a woman's body, but I think that would have then like emphasised like some sort of like curve in your shape if it was like elongated. And actually, like, you could probably add on to, like, what does my opinion matter, but if this was mine, I'd definitely add on to it so that it like just sort of came round more, because at the moment that just makes you look quite, whereas you want something that's a little bit like, I don't know, all I'm doing is this and this, which doesn't really make sense. But I just think it's too stubby and closed in. Like it would just look a lot softer and more feminine if it was brought out a little bit more. I don't hate it. I just think it could do with a bit of a rework, I think. Again, what do I know? But yeah, I'm not really the biggest lover. I should love this tattoo because it's a Lil Peep tattoo, but I really don't. I think this is like a real blatant copy of that. If you watch my previous one, then there was a guy who works at Boulder's Brass Tattoos in Liverpool, and he did an Ollie Sykes tattoo in my previous video of reacting to my Instagram followers' tattoos. And I think this is such a blatant copy of his style of work, just because of like the double eye. Like you can see that they've obviously taken massive inspiration from him, but it's like, you know when you have like the expectation versus reality. The only reason I keep not saying his name as well is because I can't pronounce it, which I don't want to pronounce it wrong and be really rude and disrespectful to this guy, but I will link his Instagram in the description below so you guys can go and check him out. You see what I mean in terms of like expectation versus reality. Like, I mean, if you like it, fair play, but I think that's quite an offensive portrait, to be honest with you. It doesn't look, the only reason I can tell who it is because of the tattoos. Okay, this really reminds me of my tattoo here. I think they're quite similar. I really like it. I'd actually have that tattooed on me, probably because I got something similar. But yeah, I like it. It's a peony, I think. Or as my girlfriend would say, a peony. Wow. But yeah, I like it. It looks a little bit more 3D again. Like I think it's done quite well. I quite like the placement of it as well. And it's bold, black, bit of me. I like that one. Very nice. Well, let's start with the good points. You know who it is. It's Henry VIII. Bad points. Why the fuck would you want Henry VIII tattooed on you? Like, anybody that knows anything about history, it's not exactly like he was a nice guy, is it? He was a complete arsehole. Yeah, I just don't understand why the hell you'd want that tattooed on you. And like, you know when you see like, it kind of, if we look at the hands, like the little mitts, it kind of reminds me of, you know when you're like a kid in school and you first start drawing hands and you don't really know how to draw them, so you just kind of draw some little like sausages. It kind of looks a bit like that. He's also a bit of a Dorito, very hench on the top, but he's got these teeny little hands. Yeah, I mean, it's done quite badly, let's be honest. In a few years' time, mate, that's gonna look fucking shit, but do you know what? Absolute worst case scenario, just give yourself a black sleeve. Like, we can be black sleeve buddies. Not that I had anything as grotesque as that to cover up, but I'm sure you like it, so good on you for enjoying it. Also kind of looks like he's got a croissant on his head. But I do really like croissants. So 1, edible, and 2, you can tell who it is. But I think that's about as far as you can go with positives on that one, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Oh yeah, like this. So I've actually got one of these tattooed on me as well. We'll do a little comparison now. Obviously I think mine's better. That can be debated. Feel free to give your input on that in the comment section below. But yeah, I quite like it. Again, my only issue with tattoos with real fine line detail in them is how well it's going to hold over time. But I think for now it looks pretty decent. I would just question what that's going to look like in 10 years, but you know, I guess a lot of people that get tattoos don't get them for what they're going to look like in the future, they get them for right now. So yeah, but overall, quite like it. I mean, this kind of looks like the Monster logo. Like, I would want to know, is your name Kyle and have you got an aversion to drywall? I mean, it's obviously some sort of foreign language, I assume, or it's just a symbol, I don't really know, with a couple of birds. I don't know, because I don't know what it is, I don't know what it says, but it looks like it's faded quite a lot, like the bit above the Monster logo. But yeah, not really sure about that, to be honest with you guys. Okay, now we've got a butterfly on a hand. Now, it doesn't look like, obviously I can't really see your arm because you've got a watch, but I have got such a pet hate for people who've got nothing on their arm but then tattoo their hand. Don't get hand, neck and face tattoos unless you're already covered, because you look like a knob. And people that are tattooed laugh at you and judge you, quite rightfully so. You might have a sleeve under there, but it doesn't really look like it because you definitely haven't got one to like here. But I mean, the butterfly itself's alright. You know, I've got nothing against the butterfly. It's more just the fact that I'm questioning whether you've got anything else on the arm to support it. But if you do, then yeah, no issue with that. But if not, get yourself some tattoos on your arm. Stop looking like one of those guys. Okay, now, I'm not gonna lie, I love this. I actually vaguely think, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think this guy did this himself. And if he did, then I just want to say absolute massive fair play to you. Little tiny round of applause for you. That wasn't meant to be patronising if it seemed it. But I think that's really cool. I actually want a guillotine tattooed on me anyway. Don't worry, I won't steal your design. But yeah, I just think they're a bit badass really, and Blackwork, obviously I'm going to be sold. And looking at the rest of what I can see on you, it's my favourite one you've got. So yeah, I like that. That's in the Yes Club from me. Nice bit of brutality. So I'm trying to get closer to that, looking like a grandma. Just quickly, I think it says guilty in the thing as well, which I quite like. Quite like a little bit of like added gruesome, grotesque, a little bit dark, a little bit sinister. Feel like we'd get on. So I'm gonna go for 2 more. So what's next? Oh, okay. This is how I imagine the tattoo artist did this, with his really wobbly hand. That is not a straight sword at all. It's very, very wobbly. Fuck yeah, look at the end of that sword. It is literally like flowing in the breeze. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, not gonna lie. I don't think that's done very well at all. I mean, fair play. I like the idea of like a Blackwork sword. I think that would be cool, so I really enjoy your idea. But I think the way it's come out is pretty terrible. Okay, so the last one that I'm gonna react to is this little saucy number here by the looks of it. I'm not sure if this is meant to be like something tied here, but it kind of looks like 2 like almost paws that are coming over and giving him a bit of a sensual rub on the chest. And if we look at his expression, he looks like he's very much in a deep sensual moment. He looks like he's having a very nice time. Yeah, I mean, I hope you've already noticed that this looks like that, because that's quite funny. It literally looks like he's getting rubbed down, having a really nice time. I mean, I'm assuming it's some sort of Greek statue god thing, maybe. Not 100% sure who it's meant to be. It might be a standard Zeus that everybody gets, which again would be questionable, just because if you do know anything about Greek mythology, I probably wouldn't want a rapist tattooed on me, but hey ho, it is just a story, I guess, at the end of the day. But he definitely looks like he's getting off with lion paws. That's what I'm gonna go with on that. So yeah, that concludes the end of my part 2 of reacting to my followers' tattoos. Let me know if you guys agree or even disagree to anything that I have commented on today. Let me know if you want to see another one of these videos as well, because I do really enjoy making them, so it'd be cool to do more of these. Again, feel free to disagree with anything that I've said. Doesn't really matter, it's just opinion, it's just a bit of fun. And feel free to take the piss out of my tattoos too. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, you guys know the deal, and I will see you again next week.